Hello, and welcome to your gentle yoga class. Today we're going to explore a little gentle flow, so I hope you enjoy. Find yourself in stillness, whether you're in a hero's pose, so stacked up on your legs like I am, or easy sitting position, or possibly sitting on a bolster or a block. But let's come to our practice. Let's come to an awareness of where we are in this moment. Gently closing the eyes and finding our breath. Let's take our arms to the side of our bodies, palms facing forward, knitting the ribs together, pulling the lower ribs to the hips to the low ribs. So engaging the core. So all movement comes from breath. It's initiated with breath, but the root of movement is your core. Inhale the arms up, gazing upwards, pressing the palms together as you slide down to your heart center with an exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, palms together, sliding, gliding down to your heart center. One more time. Inhale the arms skyward and down to your heart center. Take a moment here to set your intention for your practice today. You don't need to stress about setting an intention. You don't even need to set an intention if nothing is coming to mind or it kind of stresses you out to make a decision. Oftentimes we are forced to make decisions after decision, and just to make one more, no matter how small, just seems like a daunting task. For me, I'm going to make my intention to be present in this moment. As a mother of two young children, ages 5 and 3, I'm often finding that my mind is racing and I'm constantly thinking of what's going to happen next, or feeling mommy guilt, all those emotions that if you're a mother, I'm sure you can empathize and understand where I'm coming from. So to be in this moment right now for me personally is a gift. While my husband takes care of our girls, I get to sneak away and have a little moment to myself. And it's so crucial to be present during these little tidbits that we could sneak away and steal these moments for ourselves. Self-care. So if that resonates with you, then I encourage you to make that your intention. If not, that's okay. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And big, loud exhale out of the mouth. Inhale the arms up. And let's stretch over to the left side. So dropping the left arm to mat, right arm reaches up on that diagonal, really pushing into the side body. Right arm is reaching at the diagonal. And let's round our spine to the mat. And then arch to lengthen our spine as we look up. Still maintaining core. So lifting through the belly button. And then let's walk our hands to the middle in a little child's pose. And then round the spine as we come up to sitting. Inhale, opposite side. So left arm reaching through the diagonal, releasing the shoulders from the ears, the long, long neck. Pressing into the ground with your right arm and really pulling through that side body. So sending your body to the left side, really feeling that in the upper hip area. Big inhale, exhale, twist to the side, and lengthening the spine. And let's walk our hands to center. Melt the heart to earth. Slowly rise up, so rounding the spine as we stack the vertebrae one at a time, rolling the shoulders. And let's find hands and knees on our mat for a table. So here let's really focus on our alignment. So lengthen out of the crown of the head, pulling the tailbone in opposition, feeling a nice straight spine. So holding the belly in, engaging those core, engaging your abdomen. Drop the belly, looking up for a cow. Slowly rounding the spine, pushing the earth away for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze upwards. Exhale, cat. Finding your neutral spine, let's take the left leg, send it out. So the ball of the feet on the mat, really lengthen out of the heel, lengthening crown of the head. So we're extending our spine here, making it really long, trying to create space between the vertebrae. Feeling the stretch in the calf and the Achilles tendons. Should feel kind of good. You can rock back and forth if you'd like a little bit of movement here. And then let's lift the leg with a pointed toe. So I want you to keep your hips in alignment. So don't allow the left hip to rise. So push it down. If you are a dancer or ballet trained, do not turn out the leg here. Okay, we want the toes pointing downwards. I know it's very hard to do if you are a dancer, but just try to resist that. Think parallel with the leg. Now bend at the knee, lift the toe up high. Try not to turn it in, turn it out. So we still want the knee forcing down. Pull in the core. So taking the sway out of the low back. Hold it here. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting it back up. This time maybe gaze forward. Lifting it high. Exhale, bring it in, nose to knee. Inhale, send it out. This time we're going to gently bend our elbows, melt the heart forward onto the mat as we lift the leg up high. Push the ground away with the arms, curve it in, a little crunch. Inhale, expand, melt the heart. Exhale, crunch it in. One more time. Inhale, send the leg up and out. Melt the heart. Push the earth away using the arm muscles to get your body up. Now extend that leg out. Flex the toe. We're going to send it to the side of our body. So turning out, hold it here, and then send it back. Bring it to the side and back. Last time, bring it to the side. Let's bend the knee and close it in. Hips to heels, resting in child's pose. So already we're feeling the heart rate a little becoming more elevated, which is good. So the purpose of this class is I want us to feel fire in the belly, but I don't want us to move quickly. I want us to take it nice and slow, but still creating strength and muscle. Inhale the leg out, curving the toes down. Hold here. So really keep those toes pointed down. Think about your hip placement. Gaze down at your hips. Make sure you see that nice line there. Pull in the hips to the low ribs. That will also help prevent any low backache. And here we go. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up, bending the knee. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, extend, expand, lifting the leg. Trying to keep it parallel. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, send it up and out. This time we're going to bend our elbows, hugging the side body, melt the chest to the floor. Pushing the earth away, round the spine, exhale. Inhale, expand, lift, space. Push the earth away, contract. Inhale, lifting up, last time. Holding it down, chin and chest on the mat. Pushing the earth away, round the spine. Sending it out. Now we're going to ground our hands down, making sure our wrists are below our shoulders, and extend the foot to the side. Hold, and now glide it back. So I want you to think about allowing your foot and your leg to glide on the same plane. So avoid a dip. If anything, lift higher. Good. Last time, lifting it out, hold, bend the knee, release the knee to mat, hips to heels. Child's pose. Round the spine, coming back to table. Let's send our left foot forward into a low lunge. Using blocks here to support yourself is a great idea if you need the extra support. And no issues if you do. Sometimes it's nice to even have the support if you have. If this is accessible to you, just having that extra support on certain days is definitely welcomed. Let's take our left hand on our right hand to our knee, holding this low lunge. This is one of my favorite stretches. I love, I think it's Chandrasana lunge. I could be wrong. I'm not up to date on, I'm not up on my Sanskrit. I'd like to be. So again, we want to take our our right hip, and we're sending it down and forward, really opening that front of the thigh. And at the same time, we're sliding our left hip back. So you feel this oppositional move here. Holding in, holding the core, protects the low back, lifting, expanding through the spine, sinking a little lower. If holding your hands here, if the balance isn't there for you today, placing the blocks on the side of you works too. Try not to allow the ribs to splay open, so again, keep them knitted closed. Hands to mat, tuck the toes, engage the back thigh. Pausing here for a second, maybe rocking forward and back, and rock forward and back. Holding here. Think about lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaching. And let's walk to the side, so turning our hips out, sinking hips to floor, flexing that right foot up. I'm pushing my left knee out with my left elbow to get a little deeper in the stretch. I'm going to walk through center and switch to the opposite side. So holding here, this side might feel a little cold compared to the other side since we're holding that lunge. to be expected. Don't worry, we're going to work that lunge in just a second. And let's go ahead and turn to that right foot, dropping the knee, release the toes, holding here to gain your balance, and then come up with the support of your hands on your knee or placing blocks next to your leg. Think about hip placement. So again, moving the hips into alignment, so we want them to be nice and square. Finding your breath. Allowing the hip to naturally open here as we just find ourselves resting in this pose. Doesn't feel like resting, does it? I think it feels really good, and I hope you guys are enjoying this stretch too. Sink a little deeper. Finding hands to mat, engaging the back toes, firing up that back thigh for a low lunge. Really engaging that straightened leg. So your left leg is super fired up. The thighs engaged, the hamstrings are engaged. You're squeezing everything in that leg. It's not just propping you up. It's actively working in this pose. Send the heart forward, lengthening the spine. Try not to have any roundiness in your spine here. Now let's walk to the side again. Flexing that front foot, pushing the knee out with the elbow. Maybe you lower down just a little, melting the heart down to the earth, kind of getting a flat back action here. Then bend the left knee and then rotating to the other side. And let's shine, melt the heart forward, flat back here. And let's go to the other side. So here we're going to find a little bit of movement. So now that our inner thighs are pretty warm, we're just going to switch from side to side. Maybe you move your shoulders. Maybe the upper body comes into play here. We're just kind of finding movement. Maybe you entertain coming up a little bit where the hands don't engage with the floor so much. Maybe we reach side to side. And finding yourself in the middle, so this is a really wide stance here. Let's heel toe our legs in and sink hips down, opening in Malasana. So a little squat here. Lengthening through the spine, crown lifted, tailbone reaching in the opposite direction. Maybe we lift up on a toe. So I've got my right heel lifted or my left heel lifted, lower, right lifted, lower, alternating heels. Gives it a different sensation in this pose. Also test our balance. Engages those inner thighs, and maybe we rise up on both heels. Lifting both heels up. Let's bring our arms forward, testing our balance here. Lifting high up on those toes. Hold it. And then if you need to rest the heels down to mat, go ahead. Otherwise, hands to heart center, and let's slowly, with control and grace, rise up onto a releve. Holding, lengthening, getting taller. And exhale, heels to mat. Well, that was kind of fun. Shaking your hips side to side. Maybe rolling them around. Opposite direction. Let's come to the top of your mat now. Roll the shoulders back, standing in mountain. So engaging that core, lifting the hips to the low ribs, lengthening the spine, tailbone down, crown of the head lifted. Shine the palms forward. lifting in the inner thighs, outer thighs, feeling your feet into the ground. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Nice and slow, hands to mat or a block. Inhale, half fold, lengthening out. Try to get this curve out of the spine. Hands to mat, step back right, step back left, plank pose. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees, chest, chin, 8 points touching. Holding, slither through into a cobra. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Bending at the waist, hips to heels, child's pose. Rolling up, tucking the toes, hovering the knees, rocking front to back, sending the trunk to your thighs, and lifting up, downward facing dog. So you want to shorten the space between your core, so your belly, and your thighs. Really increase that edge there, that angle that we're creating with our body. So we don't want to be way out here. We want to try to flatten that out. Gazing through the knees, pulling the heels to mat, firmly pressing into the mat with your hands, fingertips spread wide, relaxing the shoulders. Looking toward your hands, stepping the left foot forward. Inhaling up, high lunge. So again, engaging that right leg back, okay? So it's really fired up, really squeeze all the muscles to the bone. Sink a little lower. Think about your hip placement. Think about your core, so pulling that belly in. Holding. Hands to mat. Low lunge. Stepping back. Downward facing dog. Looking towards your hands, stepping that right foot front. Gathering your energy, gathering your balance. Inhale, high lunge. Firing up the left leg, keeping it stick straight. Get that little bend out of the back of the knee. Hold. Breathing. Come back to your purpose. Why are you here? Why are we doing this? Hands to mat, holding your low lunge. Lengthening the spine. Big inhale. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lengthen, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting. Hands up, extended mountain. Come through your prayer center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step it back to your plank. Hold. Lowering down all the way, chaturanga, holding at the bottom, lifting cobra. Coming up through table, pushing into your downward facing dog. Three full cycles of breath. Really inhale all the way, filling the lungs, filling the diaphragm, and then completely emptying it with a full, loud exhale. Looking forward to your hands, stepping the left foot front, inhaling up. Exhale, hands to mat, stepping back to your plank, lifting downward dog. Looking towards your hands, stepping the other foot forward now. Inhale in your high lunge. Exhale, hands to mat, stepping forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to extended mountain, pressing the palms together, mountain. Find your breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Nice and slow. Rounding the spine, extending half fold. Hands to mat, stepping back to a plank. Hold your plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the elbows into your side body, hovering at the bottom, and then lifting up, upward facing dog. Toes hinging at the hips, down dog. Let's extend your left leg up for three-legged dog. So maintaining the hips here. Keep them nice and level. Toes pointed down. And then now let's open the hips and bend that knee. Just enjoy this wonderful stretch. Really opens the hips, opens the side body. And then square the hips off. Bringing nose, knee to nose, hovering here. And then send it back out. Three-legged dog. Bending the knee to nose. Inhale, expand. Sending it in. Stepping it forward. Low lunge. Lower the knee to mat. Let's walk that left leg out, opening the knee, dropping down to your elbows. So allowing that knee to just splay open, give us a wonderful stretch. If you'd like to take this into a little twist, so twisting away from that bent knee, maybe lifting the arms upwards, maybe reaching around and binding around to your hip. Whatever feels good for you. And then coming back out of that, so bringing the leg back into your center, extend the back leg. We're going to walk it towards center, flat back, and fold into a wide-legged fold forward. Forward fold. Forward fold. Oh, I got all those words mushed up. Hang out here. Enjoying this inversion. Our head is lower than our heart, so technically you are inverting right now. Awesome, awesome. I am a huge fan of inversions. Pushing the hands to the earth, really flattening that spine out, sending the tailbone up. And let's walk ourselves to the right leg. bending it down into a lunge. Pressing the hands to mat, we're going to send that leg back into downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg into a three-legged dog, keeping that foot turned down, nice and parallel, square the hips. And then now let's open the hips and bend the knee. Just be free in this here. Don't control, don't hold. Just allow the body to open up naturally. Should feel really wonderful. And then square the hips, straighten the leg to your three-legged dog. Bend the knee to nose, contract the back, and then send it out, expand. Bending the knee, pulling it all in, sending it out. Exhale, knee to nose, and then stepping forward, low lunge. Shining the heart forward, keeping that left leg super engaged. Walking it to the center, parallel those feet. Extend, lengthen the spine, folding at the hips. Clasping your hands behind you at the fingers if that feels great, or you can hold opposite elbow or a strap. We're going to take the arms, send them up and then out and back. Opening the chest, opening the heart center, feeling the stretch in the shoulders. Allowing gravity to pull the arms down, which will open up the front of the body while we're holding an inversion. Bet you didn't know you were signing up for this thing today. I like to rotate side to side. Kind of gives me a different sensation within the shoulders. And then gently, easily, with grace and ease, relax. Release that finger bind, elbow bind, whatever you had. And let's heel toe it in. Sink the hips down. Pressing the elbows into knees, lifting, extending the spine into that Malasana squat pose. Malasana, Balasana, I don't know. My brain's a little mush today. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if there's something in the universe, like cosmic-wise, which I don't quite understand all that, but I swear every time there's something going on, like I'm just all out of whack. Let's put our left shoulder into our knee, opening that arm and spiraling up with the right arm. If you'd like to reach around for a little bind here, kind of feels good. Using a strap if a bind is not accessible to you today is a great idea. Opening up that bind and releasing forward. Let's walk our hands out. Stay in a squat. Okay, this gives us a different sensation, and then release that. So right shoulder into the knee. This is one variation, using the shoulder to push the knee open or wrapping around. So you still want to keep that other hip, that other knee moving away from your body. And release that. Let's find our hips to the ground, or sitting on the ground in a wide-legged straddle. Lifting high through the spine. Let's just walk our hands out to center. Oh, I just realized I didn't do that. I missed something on the right side. Oh, we're going to have to go do that. Let's go ahead and come out of this nice and easy. Sorry to mess up this, but we have to be nice and square. So come back to that low lunge. I knew I was forgetting something. Drop the knee to the mat, opening that right knee and then sink your body, your elbows down to the ground, holding this. I knew I was forgetting something when I was in here, when I was holding that low lunge. I just couldn't remember. Again, mushy mind today. If you'd like to send the arm up to the sky, go ahead and do it, or reach around, opening that heart center even more, or using that hand to push the knee away to get deeper into the hip socket. And then release that, engaging up, turning to the side. And now let's go back to that squat and then to our straddle. I apologize. Perfectly imperfect, right? Now let's walk back to the center. Just enjoy this wonderful stretch here. Maybe sinking deeper with the chest. But an important thing to note is we do not want a rounded spine. Go ahead and round your spine and feel the difference of the stretch. So it becomes not a stretch anymore. It's like we're just expanding the spine here. Okay, we're pushing, concaving, or convexing. Man, I tell you what. All right, lengthening the spine. You definitely feel a dramatic change with the stretch in your inner thighs. So keep that, trying to keep the hips pressing down to the ground. And then walk yourself out as low and as deep as you need to go. I personally like to flex my toes because it gets deeper into flexibility. It lengthens the hamstrings more than when you point your toes, just for when I'm using this as a stretch. We're going to stay here for a few cycles of breath. So just relax, get cozy, get comfortable. And let's slowly walk ourselves back up. That felt really nice. And let's take our right hand, lifting it up and over to the left side. Nice side body stretch, trying to shine the heart forward if you can. Try to grab those toes if you'd like to get even deeper into the side stretch. And then turn your body nose to knee. Lengthen the spine out as you fold over that leg. And then walk through center to the other side, lifting the opposite arm up and over. Trying to grab onto those toes. And then turn your body nose to knee, extending the spine out, lengthening, and then folding over. And walking yourself up. Slight arch in the back, so a little mini back bend as we hold our inner thighs and shine the heart forward, arching the spine, lifting up, and then releasing. Good. So now we're going to turn to the side. I'm going to do a little pigeon. So bending your left knee in, flipping over. We want to keep the weight shifted onto the right side. So we walk our hands. So the idea here is to this foot, like to be like perfect in pigeon, you want to have a right angle with that front foot. But that flexibility in the knee and the hip is really hard to come by. Doing pigeon a lot will help you increase that. It will open you up a little bit more. But the idea is to keep this heel away from the body as much as possible without compromising the knee. So coming up and really flexing through that foot also helps to protect the knee. Lengthening through the spine, adjusting yourself so you're in the correct alignment, and then slowly walking your hands out to any degree that feels comfortable to you. You'll notice it doesn't take long to get deeper into this pose here. So however you're feeling, you can walk yourself out as much as you'd like. And then let's come out of this. Nice and easy. So what I want us to do is we're going to come up onto that knee if you can. If you need to put another mat or double up your mat to protect your knee, please do so. But we're going to come forward into like a little half splits here. So there's a couple options here. You can leave your knee up and square off your hips like this. Okay, really pulling that left hip back, right hip forward to keep them nice and square. You should feel a really tremendous stretch in the hamstring. Or if you'd like to lay down onto that foot, so right hip to right heel, resting like this, you may also choose to do that. I encourage you to try both and see what you feel. Okay, see where you feel, where you are. Some days I prefer to be up here because I feel like this is a harder stretch in my opinion. And some days I just don't want to work so hard. But we are doing half splits right now. So holding this, really lengthening out of the hamstrings, really stretching them out today. And we are, if you guessed it, we are going to work on our splits today. Yay! So holding this half splits, no groaning. This is good for you. We are going to get ready to slide into a split. I'm going to get up for one moment and show you how to do splits with a bolster if the full expression of splits is not in your practice. So as we're in half splits, if you wanted to grab your bolster to do your half splits here, excellent idea. I should have mentioned it beforehand. Hindsight, it's always get you. But let's go ahead and slide out to your splits. So you can use a bolster to prop you up underneath your hamstring here. Okay, if you have two bolsters, stacking them up on top to get, if you're not quite there, that helps. I've never really played around with lifting it up like this. I think, okay, you can definitely lift it up on like the long side if you need to. Play around safely with the position of your bolster. Now, the further away it gets from your body is the harder variation. Okay, a lot of folks that have a wonderful splits or complete splits here will often use a block or a bolster to put under the knee, heel to lift it up to get deeper into your splits. So if that's you, please put the bolster underneath your heel to get deeper. If it's not you, either hold your split in any fashion that you are holding it right now. Blocks on the side also help if you want to engage the upper body here to lift yourself up. But I encourage you to just use your props to allow your body to just naturally open. That way you're not working so hard with your upper body. And let's release out of this. Woo! That was great. Okay, let's come to cobbler's pose and just shake it out, rocking side to side. Let's lean forward, pressing the elbows into the knees. Are you ready? Let's do the other side. Hip, hip, hooray. So the other side, we're going to start off our stretch with our wonderful pigeon pose. So again, coming up on that left side. So keep that left side really straight. Make sure the leg is coming out of the hip and not too far out or too far in. The goal here, the ultimate goal is to keep this foot, the bent leg, at a right angle. So putting the hip or the heel coming right out. If I was to draw a line for my knee, it would come out here. I don't have the flexibility within my hips or my knees to do that. So I just know what I'm working towards. Keeping your foot flex, come up, rock up on that hip. Okay, so keeping your hips square. Engaging the core, so shortening that distance between your hips and low ribs, and slowly walk out. And since we now have our bolster next to us, you can use that as a support if you'd like. But let's hold here. We know it's coming, so allow the mind to relax. There's no surprises here. And just relax into this hip opener. Okay, let's come on up. Gently come out of this pose. And now we're going to move to half splits. So sending that leg forward again. So we'll review the couple options. So you can stay here in half splits, really focusing on those hips and making sure they are nice and square and level. Flexing through that foot gives you a deeper stretch in the hamstrings. So holding here, shining the heart forward also increases the stretch. Or we can sit all the way down and stretch like this. Okay, so this is, I'm quite bending through my knee. So if you are able to do this with knee pain or whatever, or wherever you're at body-wise, play around with it, okay? But just take it easy. If you feel any sharp pains or anything, then stop. And then go back to whatever felt not painful. Now this doesn't feel great, right? This is not a fun, juicy pose here, but we need to work on opening the back of the legs. We do not want them shortened. So doing splits pose, no matter how much you hate it, or half splits, is very helpful to the body. When you have lengthened hamstrings, your low back pain just might be a little less because your hamstrings are not tightening so much. You're not using all of this, which kind of flares up when you're tensing in your back. So lengthening the hamstrings is very, very good for the body. And what better way to do it than with splits? And don't hate me. Don't throw stuff at your TV. Okay. All right. So get your bolster in place. Blocks would be good too. Just might be a little hard on the thigh or hot on the leg. Might feel a little hurt on that. So bolster is nice and soft. And let's hold our splits. You got this. So using the bolster, remember, as the closer it is to your body, the more supportive it becomes. The further you move your prop from your body, it becomes a deeper stretch. So she's not my good side split. So if you have your splits and you want to get deeper, putting the bolster underneath your heel lengthens even more. But if you do not have a split, it is not recommended because you need to get your splits first before you work on deepening. Holding for a few more breaths. All right, and let's come out of that. You are welcome. Bending the legs together, bringing the soles of the feet, flapping those knees. Inhaling, looking up, exhaling, forward folding over those legs. Feel free to take a rounded spine or an extended spine, whatever feels good to you right now. You deserve this stretch. You deserve to make that choice, whatever feels good. Okay, let's turn sideways. Well, I'm turning sideways on my mat for like a sitting forward folding. So I'm going to sit and just grab my feet. Now you have your bolster here, so you can press your feet here. Use the little sides to help pull you in. That's kind of fun. A strap here too to get deeper. And we're just going to stretch forward, stretching it all out. You might feel that you can get a little lower right now in this leg stretch than you usually do from all those splits we just did. And come on up. Let's go ahead and go all the way to the ground. I know you've been waiting for this moment. Let's hug the left knee into chest and twist it over. I like to cross my legs here. Extra support helps me get deeper into the twist. If you like that, use it. If not, don't. Just twisting the spine, wringing out all those toxins. We don't find our spine in this position very often, so it's good to do daily. Great one to do when you wake up. A great one to do when you go to bed. Let's come back to center spine, hugging both knees into chest, rocking side to side, extending the left leg out, hugging the right leg in, and twisting over to the left side, opening the right shoulder out. Coming back to center, hugging the knees in, rocking side to side, grabbing the outside of the feet, pulling the knees down in happy baby. Straightening your legs, bending one leg then the other. Whatever feels good to you in this moment, please do so. And then relax out of that. If you'd like to lay on your bolster for Shavasana, please get that in your positioning. If not, we are going to go ahead and move to Shavasana. So get yourself cozy and comfortable, whatever props you like to have during this time of rest, please take some. And I will leave you to your breath. bringing the awareness back to your body. If you need more time in Shavasana, please go ahead and take it. But there's no need to continue filming me laying here. So just pause your device if you'd like to spend more time in Shavasana. Otherwise, find the awareness to your body, bringing movement into your toes and your fingers. Maybe stretching up over, lengthening the entire body, slight arch in the back. Rolling to one side, pausing for a moment. Slight smile on the lips. Pressing the earth away. Coming to an easy sitting position. Spine lengthened, eyes closed, palms resting on the knees. Bring your hands to your heart center. Big inhale, full complete exhale. I hope you enjoyed your yoga practice today. We really lengthened out those hamstrings. You should feel maybe a little taller when we stand up. Thank you so much for trusting me to guide you during this practice today. Namaste. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day or week or wherever you are when you are watching this or following along this practice. I hope to see you during the next one. Bye.